When was the last time you sat down to a meal with no distractions, no phone, no TV playing in the background, and allowed yourself to just fully enjoy eating with all of your senses? When is the last time you paused long enough to really feel and notice what was happening inside your body and ask yourself if you're really comfy in there? And if thinking about the answers to these questions makes you want to put more clothes on and dissociate harder, then this episode is for you. Keep listening because today we are covering three simple Ayurvedic practices that might just change your life this spring. What is up, my witches? Welcome to the Queer Soul Alchemy podcast, a supportive community helping queer folks to embrace their authentic selves by exploring yoga, astrology, and spirituality. I'm your host, Lee Davey. What is up, everybody? Welcome back. I'm your host and favorite queer envy priestess, Lee Davey, a 500-hour certified yoga instructor, 600-hour certified Ayurvedic health counselor, and 100% certifiable self-development nerd. And in this episode, we will discover three simple Ayurvedic practices. These three life hacks from the ancient wisdom of Ayurveda, yoga's sister science, will help you to improve your digestion and greatly boost your overall well-being. Then I'll share an amazing opportunity to enter a giveaway and earn entries to earn over $300 worth of luscious, high-quality Ayurvedic self-care products from a small company that I highly recommend, Kavani Ayurveda. But first, new episodes of this podcast drop every Wednesday, posted to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Wherever you're listening from, please help me feel less like I'm just screaming into the vast and lawless black hole of the internet by leaving me a like, a comment, and a nice little 5-star review. Make sure you subscribe, honey, because it really helps other queer spiritual seekers find this magical corner of the internet. Don't miss out on exclusive access to my free self-care resource guide, which I've specifically curated for you to support your journey with spirituality. To download this guide and be the first to know about upcoming queer yoga retreats and events, please sign up for our email newsletter at www.youareloved.one/pod. And what do you guys want to hear about next? You can message me anytime at that same link on our website, which will always be linked in the show notes for you. Tell me your story for a chance to be featured on the podcast, because your story matters, and sharing our stories as a community makes us stronger together. All right, you guys, let's get into it. We'll cover three simple practices from Ayurveda that I have personally tried, and they've changed my life and improved my digestion so much. Truly, more than anything I've tried. I came to Ayurveda because of a lifetime of digestive trouble, so I've tried a lot of different things. And best of all, these life-changing Ayurvedic life hacks are things that you can start today at home for free. Try incorporating them into your lifestyle, and they will greatly boost your digestion and your overall quality of life. Seriously, you guys, I've had symptoms consistent with IBS for my entire life. And though I've never pursued a formal diagnosis, when I was a child, some of the flare ups I would have would just be so painful, like extremely uncomfortable. And then by the time I reached high school age, I was already modifying my diet and my lifestyle just to try and help myself. Nothing seemed to fully work. And I also had an unhealthy relationship with food and struggled a lot with body dysmorphia. And now I also realized that that was mixed in with gender dysphoria. So I struggled a lot mentally as a child and as a teenager. And yoga is what helps me feel truly embodied for the first time in my life around age 14. And then Ayurveda helps me to fully love and accept my body for however it looks and however it changes, and to really break free from that unhealthy relationship that I had with food and from the self-abusive thought patterns that had previously led me to disordered eating. Body dysmorphia and gender dysphoria are real experiences that cause suffering for so many people, and especially LGBTQ plus people, on a daily basis. So I think they should be taken seriously. And for me, Ayurveda has been a great way to address this because it offers an intuitive yet practical approach to caring for the body that I've personally found to be tremendously helpful, and I hope that you will too. According to Ayurveda, there are three natural forces that govern everything in our bodies and in the natural world called doshas. The five elements, earth, water, fire, air, and ether, combine to make up the three doshas or the Ayurvedic mind body types. And the doshas are these combinations of the five elements that make up all of nature. And they're also all within us and they're constantly fluctuating within us. So the doshas are Pitta, which is the combination of the elements of water and fire. And Pitta qualities include being hot, light, oily, spreading, and penetrating. So think summer season, hot and humid. Summer is the time of the year when Pitta is the highest outside. And then there's Vata, which is made of the elements of air plus ether. And the qualities of Vata include being light, dry, cold, rough, mobile, and clear. So think dry, cold, fall, and early winter seasons. This is when Vata is highest in the environment. And then there's Kapha, which is made up of the elements of earth and water. And Kapha qualities include being dense, slow, cool, soft, heavy, smooth, slimy. So think late winter into springtime, cold or cool and wet, and building. So springtime is the time of the year when Kapha is highest outside. When Kapha dosha is in balance, it makes a person feel peaceful, calm, grounded, and affectionate. It also gives a person good immunity and fertility. But when Kapha is out of balance, excess Kapha can bring about greed, stubbornness, depression, attachment, or trouble letting go. Around springtime, too much Kapha season energy in our bodies can also manifest as weight gain, brain fog, fertility problems, fatigue, sluggish digestion, and feeling depressed or feeling stuck. Since spring is Kapha season, we tend to focus more on balancing out Kapha during this time of year. And in Ayurveda, we are always looking to build our agni, which is our digestive fire, and clear away toxic residue buildup, which is known as ama. For more information about agni and ama, I do have a whole other episode, which I'll link for you guys to check out. So building our agni, cleansing our ama, and this also helps to keep our doshas balanced. All right. So the first practice is tongue scraping. In Ayurveda, the tongue is considered to be a microcosm of the entire body. Its shape, color, coating, and texture indicates the state of a person's overall health, and different parts of the tongue even represent different internal organs. So Ayurvedic practitioners can actually read tongues to see imbalances going on in certain areas of the body. Now, a uniform pink color of the tongue would indicate a healthy tongue, while a white, red, yellow, or even green, black, or brown coated tongue would indicate an imbalance. If ama, or that toxic residue, or that buildup of undigested food, isn't removed from the mouth, then it will get swallowed and reabsorbed back into the body, where it causes disease and weak immunity. So removing ama is the primary benefit of tongue scraping, and ama especially accumulates overnight. So tongue scraping in the morning is the best time of day. Scraping the tongue also improves the sense of taste. It eliminates bad breath, increases immunity by removing that ama, stimulates digestion and all the internal organs by stimulating the tongue. So super easy to incorporate. If you don't have a tongue scraper yet, you can just use the back of a toothbrush or, I don't know, get creative. But because of its naturally antimicrobial properties, copper is often used to make tongue scrapers. The second practice is how you eat matters just as much, if not more than what you eat. So chew well and eat slowly, following Ayurvedic mindful eating guidelines. So when it comes to digestion, the state of a person's mind and emotions while they're eating is just as important, if not more important, as what they are eating. Since energy follows our attention, prana, which is our life force energy, flows where our focus goes. So if we're distracted, our focus is not on our food. And distracted eating is often responsible for indigestion and overeating. Whenever possible, choose a quiet and calm space, perhaps in view of nature, to enjoy your meals. Try to sit to eat rather than standing or driving. Did you know that 1 out of 5 meals in the US is eaten in the car? I'm guilty of that myself. So try to sit to eat and avoid distractions such as being on the phone, computer, or watching TV. Eating while feeling angry or upset can cause indigestion because our body is in fight and flight mode rather than rest and digest mode. Light conversation during meals is okay, but it's best for this reason to save stressful or emotional conversations for another time. And silence while eating is also very nice. You can pray or sing over the food, just feeling gratitude for the earth, the farmers, and the cook, if that's appropriate, and all the hands that the food passed through before landing on your plate. And yeah, it's also appropriate to thank yourself if you made that food for yourself. Since food absorbs the energy, blessing food in this way will aid our body in digesting it. We put our energy of gratitude into the food, and then we eat the food and receive that energy back into our bodies. The energy of the cook will also go into the food. So try to cook with a positive attitude if you yourself are cooking. You never know what kind of mood the cook is going to be in when you go to a restaurant. And I've worked in restaurants. A lot of times it's not a good mood, so just something to be mindful of. Versus think of like a time, maybe a grandparent or a parent or somebody that really loved you made you some food. And just notice, that saying like, oh, it's made with love. We can really taste the love that's in that food. So the energy that's in the food is so, so important. Always try to chew your food thoroughly. So there's not teeth anywhere else in our digestive system. There's only teeth in our mouth. So good digestion starts in the mouth. Make sure you really use those teeth because we don't have them anywhere else. Chew your food to a liquid or a paste consistency before swallowing to really blend it well with the digestive enzymes that are in your saliva, because those digestive enzymes are also not found anywhere else in your digestive tract. So if you just swallow really quickly without getting those enzymes, it affects digestion the whole way down. Proper chewing and mindfulness while eating also really helps us to slow down and notice more when we feel full. Also, avoid drinking iced or carbonated drinks with your meals. You can take a small amount of warm water or warm lemon water instead. Hot teas and soups can really help ease sickness because the hot liquid breaks up congestion, mucus, and constipation, which are all forms of ama throughout the body. So instead of cold or iced water, sip warm or room temperature water throughout the day, maybe with a little lemon in it. And it is also not recommended to consume a large quantity of water directly before or after a meal or during the meal, because too much water with food dilutes the digestive acids and enzymes in the stomach, which dampens agni, our digestive fire. We don't want to put agni out. We want to sustain agni. So the last thing is that overeating is the fastest way to extinguish that agni. Just like a weak campfire will be likely to go out if we put a too big log on it too fast, right? Our digestive fire will be smothered by putting too much fuel on it at once. A weak digestive fire leads to brain fog, accumulation of that ama, those toxins, and many, many other symptoms, because in Ayurveda, ama is the root cause of all diseases, and ama can increase in the springtime. The third tip is to start an uplifting and energizing daily routine, also known as Dinacharya in Ayurveda. You may have noticed feeling extra tired and sluggish these past couple of months. I know I have definitely consistently heard people say that they're feeling tired, sluggish, even depressed throughout March and April, and I myself have been feeling that way too. So it's always made sense to me that spring is Kapha season because of earth and water making up the Kapha elements. And Kapha also corresponds to the childhood phase of life. So Kapha season being springtime, it's also when the flora and the fauna repopulate, if you will. Having a daily self-care routine or dinacharya is recommended year-round for health and overall well-being in Ayurveda. This is because routine is very calming to our nervous system, And our small daily habits add up so much over time. So if we're in a strong habit of consistently doing things that are healthy for our mind, body, and spirit, then that goodness and that care will build up over time, keeping us healthy and enjoying a high quality of life for as long as possible. And this Dinacharya routine can change slightly throughout the year depending on the climate where you live, to suit the seasons and other natural changes. In fact, this episode is the first in a series of 4 seasonal Ayurveda episodes that I'll be sharing with you guys over this year. And I'll be offering seasonal Dinacharya recommendations in each episode. So, since springtime is Kapha season, our routine can be a bit more lively and strenuous as we wake ourselves up and warm ourselves up again after the long rest of winter. And you guys, I'm so excited to be partnering with Pavani Ayurveda on this episode to bring you an amazing giveaway. Pavani was generous enough to donate one of their Ayurveda self-care daily ritual starter kits, which is valued at $340, you guys, which they will ship directly to the giveaway winner, who will be randomly selected on June 11th of 2026. So I'll walk you through everything that is in this starter kit and just talk a little bit about how each item would go into a daily routine. And then at the end of the episode, I'll give you all the details of how you can earn up to almost 200 extra giveaway entries to win this kit. All right, so there are 11 total items that the winner of the giveaway will receive. The first one is Pavani's Intro to Dinacharya virtual class. So it's a deep dive into Dinacharya. You'll get to learn about the ancient rituals of daily Ayurvedic self-care in this informative, easy to follow class, guiding you to seamlessly integrate these transformative practices. So this podcast is just an introduction, you guys. It sounds like that course will really help you dive in. The next thing that's a part of this starter kit is, of course, a Kapha tongue cleaner. Enhance oral hygiene and support your daily detoxification by removing ama, or that toxic residue, from the tongue each morning. And this also includes a cloth travel pouch. So if you're someone that likes to drink a lot of water, that's fine. And the appropriate time to do that is in the morning. So your dinacharya could be to wake up, immediately scrape your tongue and rinse out your mouth, because we want a clean mouth before we drink water. And then drink as much water as you feel like drinking in the morning. Morning is the best time to flush the digestive tract with water, since we'll be on an empty stomach. And then from breakfast on, just sip warm or room temperature water throughout the day slowly, because it's important to stay hydrated. But just like with overeating, our body can't really process a ton of water at once either. So if we sip small amounts of water that's room temperature throughout the day, it helps our body just kind of absorb that water and actually digest it and take it in. The third item in the starter kit is Pavani's pulling oil, and you get to choose between cinnamon and mint flavors. A key part of Ayurvedic oral care is oil pulling, where you switch oil around in your mouth like mouthwash. And this herbal infused oil supports oral health and gentle detoxification through the practice of oil pulling. Cinnamon flavor in particular would be nice and stimulating for kapha. The fourth item is a ceramic neti pot, which is amazing for springtime allergies and for helping prevent whatever respiratory bug happens to be going around, since kapha also rules the lungs and people tend to get sick every time the seasons change, but especially in springtime. A lot of respiratory stuff going around, allergies. I absolutely swear by my neti pot. It really helps to clear nasal passages and support respiratory health. This timeless Ayurvedic cleansing practice is perfect for allergies, seasonal transitions, and daily sinus detoxification. And the fifth item that you'll receive is actually an aromatic neti pot salt, just a sample size, which honestly would probably last a while because you only need a tiny little bit of salt for this. And you can elevate your neti pot practice with Himalayan salt that's infused with soothing aromatherapy designed to clarify and support your respiratory function. Again, that's even better for kapha season. The sixth item in the starter kit is Pavani's nose oil. Can protect and moisturize your nasal passages while supporting clear breathing, mental clarity, and again, respiratory health, which is a nice sensual follow-up after the neti pot. And the oil also acts as a bit of a barrier, preventing further irritation or infections. The seventh item is Pavani's body oil, and you get a choice of Vata, Pitta, Kapha, or Tridoshic body oil. And if you're not sure which one would be best for you, you can take their dosha quiz to find out. Nourish and hydrate your skin while promoting relaxation, circulation, and lymphatic drainage through daily self-abhyanga or oil massage. And if you're not familiar with abhyanga, I do have a whole episode about that one as well. I'll link that as well for you guys. The eighth item in our starter kit is Pavani's ear oil. Soothe and nourish the ears, promoting auditory health and balance, especially during travel or environmental changes. The ninth item is Pavani's floral water, which you can use to refresh and soothe your eyes and skin. Say, I really wanted to say hi. Floral water is perfect for reducing irritation, redness, and dryness while promoting clarity and rejuvenation for your eyes and your skin. And it's also great for travel or daily use, especially for relief from long hours of screen time. And the 10th item is a glass eye wash cup, which you can use with the floral water to cleanse and refresh your tired and overworked eyes, promoting vision clarity and ocular health. And that also includes a cloth travel pouch. So you may have noticed a theme with this Dinacharya, this routine of nourishing all of our five senses, the sense of touch with the skin oil, the sense of sight with taking care of our eyes, and then taking care of our ears and our nose and our mouth. What better time for this sensual self-care than Taurus season, am I right? And the 11th item is a bonus gift from yours truly. It is access to my Fundamentals of Ayurveda online course. This is a 2-hour introduction to Ayurvedic theory that will complement Pavani's course on self-care routines or Dinacharya very nicely. So yes, you guys, between this starter kit and these 2 educational resources, you will be well on your way to incorporating a super nourishing, revitalizing, and rejuvenating Ayurvedic self-care routine this spring. A shower, exercise, and meditation are also traditionally included in a morning dinacharya. This may seem like too much, and I just want to say it's understandable and easy to feel overwhelmed if this is all new to you, and you don't have to do everything every day. It can be intuitive over time and experience with the practices. You will be able to sense into which practice you need at which time to feel good. Ayurveda is a lifelong practice of learning, just like yoga. So be patient with yourself and just incorporate trying 1 or 2 new things at a time. And as you learn and integrate new habits, then you can continue to integrate more, and it won't take as much time because it'll start to just naturally be your routine. Keep listening until the end of the episode because after I share with you guys the reflection practice and journaling prompt for this week, I'll explain how you can enter the giveaway and earn up to almost 200 bonus entries to win this starter kit. And I'll even share a secret code for you to enter to receive 33 bonus entries. All right, you guys, so here's our journaling prompt and reflection exercise for this episode. It is eating as a spiritual practice. The next time you sit down to eat, count the amount of chews. So don't change it at first, just do what you would normally do and notice how many chews that is. And then switch to chewing each bite of food for a minimum of 20 chews. Depending on what you're eating, it could be up to 50 chews per bite. Even if you're just drinking a smoothie or soup or something, swish it around in your mouth to get those digestive enzymes. And then when you start doing the 20 chews per bite, just notice how much longer it takes to eat and notice how you feel afterward. Journal about that. How does it feel to chew and eat without mindful awareness? And then how does it feel to chew and eat with mindful awareness? Commit to repeating this practice for at least one meal per day for a whole week. I recommend choosing one meal, either breakfast, lunch, or dinner, depending on what works best for your schedule. So if you have kids and you know that breakfast and dinner are hectic meals, but you know that you have an hour for lunch at work, so you bring your journal on your lunch break every day for a week and count your chews during your lunch hour at work. Just noticing the difference. How does your body feel digesting meals where you slow down and chew this way? Versus how does it feel when you're not doing this mindfulness practice? And then if you'd like, after the initial week, you can continue this practice for a full 21 days to form a new habit. Now, I can't recommend this practice enough, you guys. Out of the many, many things I've learned from Ayurveda over the years, this extremely simple habit of chewing has been one of the most effective changes I've made to my lifestyle that has improved my digestion. I did this exact practice for 21 days about 6 years ago, and it's stuck with me ever since. Not only has it brought me so much more awareness and mindfulness to my daily eating, which has improved my digestion on its own, but it's also caused me to become a much slower eater and helped me to enjoy eating more. And it helps with cravings because I allow myself to eat what I want for the most part, but I naturally eat less and crave less because of the slow pace and really using all of my senses to enjoy. Just really be present, right? Now that this habit is highly integrated, I can quite literally feel the difference in my digestion on the occasional meal where I don't chew the food well enough. But don't just take my word for it. Please try this practice for yourself and discover what comes up for you and then share that in the comments. So to summarize, in this episode, we covered 3 simple Ayurvedic practices that have completely changed my life and may help to improve your digestion as well. We learned about the 3 doshas influencing the seasons, agni and ama, and the practice of tongue scraping to help remove ama. We explained why how you eat matters just as much, if not more, than what you eat. So best to follow Ayurvedic mindful eating guidelines. And we learned that springtime is a great time to start an uplifting and energizing daily morning routine, also known as Dinacharya in Ayurveda. And if you're ready to enter our giveaway and earn entries to win over $300 worth of luscious, high-quality Ayurveda self-care products from Pramani Ayurveda, then here is how. The giveaway is hosted through a platform called Sweep Widget, and there's a link directly to it in the show notes. So you'll need to log into Sweep Widget with your name, email, and phone number so that I can contact you if you win the giveaway. Logging in will automatically give you 3 entries, and then you can earn up to close to 200 additional entries by following QSA on Instagram, following the podcast, following us on YouTube, sharing with friends, joining our email list, leaving reviews. There's a million different options on there for you guys. And if you listened all the way through this podcast episode, then congratulations, you have unlocked the secret code. So enter the giveaway and use the secret code QSAPOD33 for a bonus 33 giveaway entries. Again, the secret code for 33 extra giveaway entries is QSAPOD33. The link is in the show notes to enter now. You get 3 entries just for signing up. The winner will be selected and notified in 6 weeks on June 11th. So if you're listening to this a little later than when it came out, you have until June 11th, 2026 to submit your entries. Thanks for tuning in. And until next time, let's stay connected and stay witchy. I'll talk to you soon, and blessed be. With all my love, Bleeding.